1. Tornado. Tornado. This is a violently rotating column of air that extends down from a massive thunderstorm all the way to the solid ground. It forms when warm, moist air clashes directly with cold, dry air, creating an unstable atmosphere where spinning winds can quickly intensify. These swirling funnels are widely considered the most unpredictable storms on Earth, capable of destroying entire neighborhoods in a matter of seconds. Because they can pack winds exceeding 200 miles per hour, scientists track them closely using advanced radar networks to give residents precious minutes to find shelter. 2. Hurricane. Hurricane. This massive, swirling tropical storm system forms exclusively over warm ocean waters near the equator. It acts like a giant engine that feeds on heat from the sea, gathering massive amounts of energy that create devastating winds, torrential downpours, and dangerous coastal floods. As the storm grows, it develops a perfectly calm center known as the eye, which is surrounded by the most violent winds of the entire system. Because these weather systems can span hundreds of miles wide, they are tracked by satellites days before they make landfall, giving coastal cities time to prepare. 3. Blizzard. Blizzard. This severe winter storm is characterized by sustained blowing snow and fiercely freezing winds that cut visibility down to practically zero. Unlike a standard snowfall, the defining feature of this weather event is not the amount of fresh snow that falls, but the sheer speed of the wind blowing existing snow through the air. These freezing conditions create whiteout environments where it is entirely impossible to see the road or navigate safely outdoors. They can paralyze entire cities for days, freezing power lines and locking residents completely inside their homes. 4. Heat wave. Heat wave. This dangerous period of excessively hot weather occurs when a massive system of high atmospheric pressure settles over a region and traps heat close to the ground. The heavy layer of high pressure acts exactly like a giant lid on a cooking pot, preventing cool air from moving in and causing temperatures to skyrocket far above normal levels. Because the air remains completely stagnant, these events can trigger widespread power outages as millions of residents blast their air conditioning units simultaneously to stay cool. 5. Thunderstorm. Thunderstorm. This common but powerful weather event is defined by the distinct presence of flashing lightning and booming acoustic shockwaves. It builds rapidly when warm, humid air rises quickly into the upper atmosphere, cooling down to form towering, dark clouds capable of producing heavy rain, sudden wind gusts, and even destructive hail. The electrical charge inside the cloud separates over time, eventually releasing a massive bolt of energy that strikes the ground below. These localized systems are a daily occurrence across the globe, bringing essential water to ecosystems while presenting brief, intense hazards. 6. Flash flood. Flash flood. This rapid rise of powerful water takes place in a highly concentrated area over a very short period, often in just a few minutes. It typically triggers when an intense thunderstorm dumps an overwhelming amount of rainfall onto ground that is either too dry or too saturated to absorb the liquid. Because the water cannot soak into the soil, it rushes violently across the surface, turning ordinary streets into fast-moving rivers that can easily sweep heavy vehicles off the road. 7. Hailstorm. Hailstorm. This unique freezing event occurs when powerful upward winds inside a thunderstorm repeatedly carry raindrops high into the freezing upper layers of the atmosphere. The water droplets instantly freeze into tiny ice pellets, which are then tossed up and down inside the cloud, gathering new layers of ice with every single trip. Once the ice chunks become too heavy for the wind to support, they plummet down to earth as solid stones. These icy projectiles can fall at incredible speeds, shattering glass windows, denting metal cars, and destroying valuable farm crops. 8. Drought. Drought. This prolonged environmental crisis develops slowly over months or even years when a region experiences a prolonged shortage of natural rainfall. Unlike sudden dramatic storms, this event is a quiet disaster that gradually dries up local rivers, drops water levels in reservoirs, and causes deep cracks to form across farmland soil. The lack of moisture completely destroys crops and leaves vegetation highly vulnerable to massive, uncontrollable wildfires. It represents one of the most economically devastating climate events, affecting food supplies and drinking water infrastructure worldwide.